Hello, everyone, and welcome to our new segment called.
I was going to put him.
So, the idea behind this segment is that there's a lot of things going on in kind of not politics, so to say, so much as like kind of this pop culture, politic thing, if you want to call it that. That really relates to us as young Christian guys, in our prime, one might say, although it doesn't always feel that way. And yeah, we just wanted to talk about these topics. And here's a fun take: if you're a fan of Lessons Learned, our other segment,
Our only other thing we've done.
our only other thing we've ever done.
I'm sorry if I hit the mic and you heard that.
I'm in control now. I have all of the notes, and Evan has nothing.
I don't.
So
It's freeing.
yeah, it is, isn't it?
I don't have to worry about anything.
No.
I just sit here.
Yeah. So we want to be a little bit looser on this one. We're not going to follow kind of such a structure. We really just want to have a free-form conversation about this. But I have notes to kind of spark these discussions. If you can tell by our background, those of you who are fans of Hogwarts Legacy, neither one of us have played it, but we were very excited for it to be released because eventually we'll buy it when it's on sale. I'm sure some of you... No, I take that back. Nobody watching this is probably going to be that upset about it. But today we're going to talk about Hogwarts, specifically Hogwarts Legacy, and the controversy surrounding it. So Hogwarts Legacy was released on February 10th, but some streamers actually got a code that let them get it a day early. So that was what was going on. So the problems going around this game. So at first, the liberals were trying to boycott the game.
Okay.
That's what their first attempt was. And we'll get into why in a second. But their first attempt was to boycott the game. That didn't work. The game was wildly successful. So their second kind of handling of how they felt
Attack.
was to attack people. So let's get some things out of the way. The liberals or social justice warriors, however you want to look at it, are upset because J.K. Rowling, according to them, is transphobic.
Yeah.
And thus this game is transphobic. But here's the big problem. I found the tweets of J.K. Rowling being quote-unquote transphobic.
Okay.
And when I say she says, and I quote, "I love trans people," in the transphobic quote, blows my mind.
Interesting.
So let's get something really clear about Hogwarts Legacy in specific. J.K. Rowling and Warner Brothers own Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Okay? So J.K. Rowling retains all intellectual property while the Warner Brothers Entertainment actually owns the production rights to the Harry Potter films and everything coming after that. The people that made Hogwarts Legacy is Avalanche Software, and it was published by Warner Brothers gaming name called Portkey Games.
Okay.
Okay? Did I say J.K. Rowling's name?
I don't think so.
Okay. So, my first problem with this is they're mad because J.K. Rowling is transphobic. Let's live under that pretense, right?
That she is?
That she is.
Okay.
She didn't have anything to do with this game. Like, at all.
No.
Like, literally zilch.
No.
Nothing to do whatsoever. So...
Well, and isn't the argument, though, that, like, because it's Harry Potter at all,
Aha!
that it has to do with J.K. Rowling and therefore transphobic?
And I was prepared for this. That was a bad swipe. So I have a bunch of notes to kind of go through, but anything that you bring up, I think I'm ready for. Okay, so this is actually...
Now I want to prove him wrong.
You can try. That's what your job is.
I wasn't informed about that.
No. We're by the seed of our parents, as Evan might say.
Yeah, as I might say.
So, the tweets that everybody was so upset about. J.K. Rowling said, June 6th of 2020, in order. The first tweet was, "If sex isn't real, there's no same-sex attraction. If sex isn't real, the lived reality of women globally is erased. I know and love trans people. But erasing the concept of sex removes the ability of many to meaningfully discuss their lives. It isn't hate to speak the truth. So that's the first tweet.
Okay.
All right.
It's pretty neutral.
I'd say that's pretty neutral. It sounds like the biggest problem she has is when you say that you're not a gender. That no, there aren't genders.
Well, it sounds like her issue is that by saying that gender doesn't exist, you're not being fair to like
people that have a gender.
Yeah.
Which I think this is like the falling of her entire point is like you have to live in one of the realities.
Well, and what's interesting is in Rise and Whoa, oh my goodness.
Don't kill our TV.
I know. In Rise and Triumph, Truman talks about how when the LGBT movement made themselves an alliance, the L and the G, lesbian and gay, had to kind of give up their original rooting in biology to make this work as an alliance.
Yes.
And pretty much I think that has to come to a head at some point. And I think that's what we're seeing with her tweet.
Yeah, exactly. So this is the following tweet. There's 2 more tweets after that one, but this is the second one. The idea that women like me, who've been empathetic to trans people for decades, feeling kinship because they're vulnerable in the same way as women, i.e. to male violence, hate trans people because they think sex is real and has lived consequences is a nonsense.
I gotcha.
Which I think she's just trying to get at her previous point.
Yeah, I think she's saying that we, like me and other women, have sympathized with you because we've gone through similar situations.
Yeah.
So to say that we hate you now is ridiculous.
Right. So the last tweet says, I respect every trans person's right to live any way that feels authentic and comfortable to them. I'd march with you if you were discriminated against on the basis of being trans. At the same time, my life has been shaped by being female. I do not believe it's hateful to say so.
Yeah.
No,
I mean
that's transphobic.
Well, that's what a lot of feminists have had issues with historically. Is like they don't work. They have a different fundamental understanding than the transgender community.
Yeah,
and it's tough for them to work together.
Yeah. So after this, a bunch of the actors, like all the big name actors from Harry Potter, jumped on and were like, "Oh no, she's wrong, she's dumb, blah blah blah."
Right.
And I didn't get all those tweets.
And well, didn't they
there were so many tweets?
Wasn't there that anniversary thing? They did like an anniversary get together for Harry Potter, and J.K. Rowling wasn't invited.
Yep.
Yeah.
So somehow this quote, "I know and love trans people,"
but
is transphobic. Yeah. I don't know. And this is my big problem. This is my huge problem, is that you could never be liberal enough to be liberal. You just can't. Because at a certain point, you draw a line, right? We all draw a line.
Well, yeah, and it because the goal is to be progressive, it can turn into a game of, are you being progressive enough? Who can be the most progressive?
Yep.
And if we keep getting more extreme or progressive and you don't keep up with us, like, you're done.
Yeah.
You're donezo.
Exactly. So that's what blows me away. So that was the huge problem. That was a huge gripe in this whole transphobic J.K. Rowling thing. That's my biggest gripe, is that she, quote, loves trans people. But that's not progressive enough, so she won't be progressive enough. So then there's a level of hypocrisy there. And we'll get to that in a second because there's a couple other articles I want to kind of jump through. But going back up, so knowing this about JK, right? Knowing that she supports trans people, which is inherently not transphobic, this game had nothing to do with her still.
Yeah.
Nothing at all. So what's wild is I looked into what your friend was telling me about, that there is a transgender person
in the game.
In the game.
Yeah.
Not only that, but you can be a transgender character. which blows me away. Because if you were a man and wanted to be a woman, why would you want to be a man pretending to be a woman in the game when you could just be the female character?
That's an interesting point.
Yeah. Isn't that strange? If you truly, in your heart, believe you are a woman and you're a man, biologically you're a man, and you believe in your heart that you are a woman, why would you click the option that says man pretending to be woman?
Right.
Why wouldn't you just click
So wait,
woman?
that's an actual option?
Yes, that is an actual option. You can play as a trans woman or a trans man.
What do they look like?
I don't know. I didn't look. I didn't want to.
Does it look like a...
Okay. So, I'll read the article first, and I'll kind of... There was a picture to go with this, but...
Okay.
So, Forbes.com released the article titled Hogwarts Legacy debuts first transgender character of the Harry Potter franchise.
Mm-hmm.
And the section of the article says, quote, Hogwarts Legacy, as the developer is keen to emphasize, was created without the involvement of Rowling.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, we're not involving JK.
So that should be enough.
Right. Quote, the open world game allows the players to customize their character and create a trans Hogwarts student if they like.
Mm-hmm.
The game has even introduced the series' first canonical transgender character. Canonical. Whatever. Canonical transgender character, Serona Ryan.
Okay.
It goes on to say, quote, Serona is a witch that runs a tavern in Hogsmeade Village. An NPC, and quote, captions, parentheses, it says, non-playable character, to let everyone that doesn't play games know. Quote, that the player can speak to. While Serona doesn't outright say that she's a trans woman, she implies it through her dialogue, when she talks about her old classmates and says, took them a second to realize I was actually a witch and not a wizard. Looking at the character, it really just looked like an androgynous character with two pigtails. There were some masculine features, but not strong masculine, but there weren't strong feminine features. It really was. Yeah. It appeared to be an androgynous character.
No, I feel like that's actually really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, unless you're just counting this full separation of biology or like gender and sex, if you want to think about it that way. But that would require like a dissociation.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, I mean, like you said, how do you portray a transgender character in the game?
But why would you want to portray specifically a transgender character?
Well, that's kind of what I'm saying is like, if you're trying to portray a transgender woman, like a man thinking that they're a woman, aren't you admitting that they aren't
a woman?
Yeah.
Yes.
And unless you're really just buying into the biology is different from gender thing.
But again, if
they say it doesn't matter.
If you believe you were born the wrong gender, and that science truly can change that, then you believe that you are a woman. Or a man.
Yeah, that's interesting.
You have either you commit to it or you can't commit to it. And I think this is a prime example of even the most progressive woke of the woke saying this isn't real. It can't be, because they're not acknowledging the truth of, if you're transgender, if you are a man believing you are a woman, then you just are one. But you're not one. Yeah. You're transgender. And thus defeats the entire point of that ideology.
I think so. I'm trying to think of any sort of alternative interpretation that would make sense. But I think even if you're just trying to portray a transgender person as they are in real life, like biologically a man thinking that they're a woman, if you're portraying that exact same thing in the game, then that means you're designing a male character that thinks that they're a woman, so you still have to take into account the biology.
And like structure and
even though the biology doesn't matter, or it's not supposed to.
Right. Exactly. Again.
I think as an NPC it's not as big of a deal.
Well,
because
like
you
I
can,
said, the NPC looked androgynous.
right. Well, I think that one isn't as big of a deal because that could be someone that is actually like a uh, a man that thinks they're a woman.
Mm-hmm.
That could be an NPC, but to make it an option as a playable character
Yeah.
is wild
Yes.
because then the player has to acknowledge,
That they aren't really a woman,
What is a woman?
yes,
or that they aren't really a man.
yes.
Yes. So we're on the same page here.
Mm-hmm.
The ideology collapses rather quickly once you get so progressive because it didn't have a good foundation, right? So, and I don't know if this is the part where you've heard about this. Johnny's face is very soft, by the way. I don't know if you've heard about this.
It's like
part.
a mustache.
Yeah. There was I did tell you this. There was a stream monitoring website
Yeah, I think you mentioned this.
called Have They Streamed That Wizard Game?
That wizard game.
Yes.
Wow.
So I think the website's pronounced Twinfinite.
Okay.
It's twinfinite.net has an article says, "What is Have They Streamed That Wizard Game? Explained." And I took a little section from the article. Quote, Have They Streamed That Wizard Game is a website that monitors Twitch streamers who play Hogwarts Legacy on their channel so that those who oppose the game can unsubscribe from them. At the time of writing, the website is currently down and listed as suspended by owner. The concept of the website came from the web developer Sam Gibbs, who debuted the site on his own Twitter account.
Hey, government. It's me, Butters.
They can say all they want that it's to help people unsubscribe.
Yeah.
But what happened was people went into Twitch chats and raided them and berated Twitch streamers.
Yeah.
Like ruthlessly. Like actually ruthlessly. And there was a Twitch streamer called Girlfriend Reviews, and I got a little video to show you because it's kind of sad.
Flip up, and now it's like whatever. I'm almost like thinking of just like either going offline or like I'm barely into the second combat here, and every time I look at chat, it's just the conversation is just like
Maybe we can do like
bothering
a
me.
be right back, like a little break or something.
You can take a break if you want. I'll just stop talking and I'll just go fight and do the combat. Y'all done did it now.
So that is actually a girl crying on stream because liberals who are so inclusive and so loving berated her to such an extent
Yeah.
that she couldn't stay on camera.
And she wasn't even playing the game, right?
No,
Her was her boyfriend
her
playing the
boyfriend
game?
was playing yes.
Yeah.
So they were so, the liberals, again, the same people who love everyone and support everyone, unless you disagree with their ideology that, as we've just explained, is completely full of loopholes and plot holes and, no foundation, berated her until she cried and left. And that's not the only streamer. There's plenty of streamers that have witnessed this. You and I both have watched Jacksepticeye. There's nothing on Hogwarts Legacy.
He hasn't done anything?
No, absolutely not.
Whoa.
That's pretty big.
Yeah.
Nothing.
PewDiePie?
I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah. So you're telling me that the most accepting group of people is so hateful towards anybody who plays a game that has nothing to do with this seemingly transphobic person that isn't transphobic.
And that caters to...
The trans people.
Yes.
That whose ideology is so flawed that they have to deny the reality that they try so desperately to accept.
Yeah.
Those people are ruining the lives of other people.
For playing a game.
For playing a game, yes. Correct, yes.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it's pretty sad. The thing that sucks is once one group makes it a political issue, then it kind of becomes a political issue for everyone.
Yeah. And then it's ruined.
Yeah.
So, well, you and I have no problem playing Hogwarts Legacy because that looks really epic.
It looks good.
I'm sure there's going to be a mod to take the transgender person out at the beginning, as there usually is in the modding community.
Are they letting people mod it?
You can get it on PC.
So does that mean yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no way to stop that. Yeah. So I wanted to bring that up because I felt like we both enjoy video games. This is both this is our generation,
Right.
you know, and it's
Dude.
disgusting.
Good thing Skyrim didn't come out now.
Oh, don't even get me started.
There's not enough trans people there.
No. Yeah, I just the level of hypocrisy that's present is insane.
Yeah.
And then the idea of like setting up a website to like tattle on somebody, so a group of people that loves everyone, accepts everybody, berates them until they leaves.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I think I'm seeing a repeat of history.
Hopefully not.
I don't know what else you would call that. That looks like a repeat of history to me.
Which history?
I know you said that you were thinking more Soviets, but I really think Nazi Germany, when the Germans would tell the Nazi enforcers, hey, there is a Jew living over here. Come get them.
As you know, we were combing the area for Jews.
These people are saying, hey, check out this streamer. Like the guy that made the website, he didn't do anything. He just made the site. The German just said where the Jews were.
Right. That
And
does
then everyone else came over and like how...
that does apply to the Soviets as well.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Like it would be like ratting out for like if you had a family member or something that said something against the party, then if someone ratted you out, then like middle of the night you're getting taken by the secret police.
Exactly. So it's this idea of turning over on your own neighbors.
And it's seen as a good thing.
Yeah.
According to the party.
Right. And that's the huge problem is if the liberals now were to say, no, this is wrong, they would have to deny everything else they've said. And they won't.
Yeah. Have we seen any condemnation from really any political people yet?
No, not to my knowledge. I couldn't find anything about people saying that this was bad. Most of the things that weren't positive, that weren't saying, oh, this is good, were just like, this is what it is, period. Not that it was bad, just that this is what it is.
Well, and it was kind of the same with the riots that happened during the pandemic in different cities. A lot of the Democratic like representatives and senators and stuff, and even governors, I think, weren't willing to say that the rioting was bad.
No.
And I think there might have been some that did, but a surprising amount did not.
Yeah, at least right now, at the time of recording this, there's nothing that says that this was bad.
Yeah.
And there's a good number of things that do say it was good. It has not stopped sales. Sales are...
Good.
This is like a massively sold game. This is hitting records.
Well, I think the average American is going to do what they're going to do.
Yeah.
And a lot of people just wanted the game because it's a game.
Yeah. Well, and ironically enough, there is a trans character, and you can be a trans character in the game.
Right.
I don't know how much more supportive you can get than that. How much more progressive you could get than that.
If they're all transgender.
Stranger from the outside.
No.
No,
That's
I don't.
ridiculous.
I don't think there is.
No. Nope.
Really.
So I think it's an unfortunate thing, but I'm glad we addressed it. I'm glad this is something we decided to address because I think there was a lot that needed to be said and understood.
Yeah. I agree.
So thanks for watching this episode.
I was going to put him.
I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed our commentary on this situation. I know it's been covered by other people, but I wanted to cover it from our perspective.
Yeah. Hopefully you learned.
Yeah, hopefully something new came up. This is not going to stop here. We're going to keep doing stuff like this. We're going to keep bringing new hot topic stuff like this.
I don't think we have a schedule yet.
No.
I don't know how often it'll be.
This will definitely be unscheduled. The series will end up being like if something's happening, then we will do our very best to record it as soon as possible and put it up. But plan to hear more from us.
Let us know what you think of the game.
Yeah,
if
let
you've
us.
played
Yeah, please do, because we want to get it.
Yeah.
We just also don't want to drop $60 on it.
Let us play through you.
Yes.
Tell us what it's like.
Yeah,
and
tell
we
us
can
what it's
imagine
like.
it. Yeah.
What's the androgynous NPC look like? You know?
Well, we can look that up, but
I know. What's the voice? That's what I'm really curious about. He's like, yeah, they thought I was a witch.
have you seen
But I'm actually
have you seen Ben Shapiro's video watching Gutsy?
Yes.
The Hillary Clinton thing?
Yes.
Did you see the character or the guy towards the end?
No.
The transgender?
Maybe.
It's the dude that thinks he's a mom.
Yes.
And he says like being a mom's his favorite thing. He's got a super deep voice.
Yeah, being a mom is my favorite thing.
Yeah, it's just like that.
I need to say the quote.
What quote?
Took him a second to realize I was actually a witch and not a wizard.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
Oh man, if that's in the game.
If there's a mod to make it so, please let it happen. If any of you are modders, feel free to take that idea. You don't have to credit me at all. I take that back. I want credit. I want full credit for that. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoy this. Please leave comments down below. If you want to be upset, then okay, I guess. I don't care.
Yeah, let us know if you want more of these.
Yeah.
Or if you have things you think we should talk about.
Yes, or if you have things you think we should talk about, go ahead and send articles or videos or whatever. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you at an unplanned time. Bye.
Bye.